Hey there, it's Eric Plantenberg. After last week's Living Your Dream post, there was lots of feedback, and the number one question that I got over and over was, okay, how do you do this? How do you really get clear on what it is that you want to do during the year? There's so many different options, it's a little overwhelming and I don't even know where to start. So I'm going to do a two-part video. We're going to do this week, I'm going to talk about specifically how do you get started, like how do you get clear on where do you want to go, and the next week we'll dive into the implementation. So getting started really is not that difficult. What I'm going to have you do, if it's not today, that's fine, but sometime this week, you get out a pen and paper, you give yourself at least an hour. 2 or 3 is better, and I know people squawk and complain, where am I going to find 2 or 3 hours in the day? Listen, if you don't give yourself some time to really let your mind travel, to really let yourself dream as to where you might want to go, what you might want to do, it's never going to happen. And if you want to really break out and start doing things that you're passionate about, you got to make the time. So this week, make a commitment, minimum of an hour, and 2 or 3 is great. Do it whenever. Skip watching TV. There's time in the week, so give yourself some space to get a pen and paper out and just start writing things down. What would you do with a 3-day weekend? Somebody called you up and said, hey, you got the weekend off, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and you can do anything locally, anything nearby you. What would you do if you had a week, if you had 2 weeks? Start mapping this out and make sure and allow yourself to think bigger. If you had a month, where would you go? What would you do? Who would you do it with? If you had 2 months, just actually write it down on a physical piece of paper. The reason that Michelle and I were able to take off literally 3 years is because I did this exercise over and over and over again. It wasn't luck, it just didn't happen. So if you had a year off, if you had more than that off, what would you do? What would you want to create? Where would you want to volunteer? What would you want to learn? I'm sitting here at the beach right now and I'm just so excited about learning how to surf. So there's lots and lots of different options for you. But it all starts in your mind. It starts with you sitting down with a piece of paper and writing some things down and figuring out, hey, what would I want to do? Take the time to do a little bit of studying on the front end, start getting a mental picture of where you'd want to go, what you'd want to do, and that is a huge step towards actually making it happen. So have fun with that, get committed, do it, post your results, post how it goes. If you have questions on this, if you're stuck, let me know and I look forward to seeing you next week. It's Eric.